A crosstown rivalry that never gets old. It's the New Canaan Rams facing off against the Darien Blue Wave on the DAF Media Network. Of course, we have the New Canaan Rams facing off against the Darien Blue Wave Varsity Girls Lacrosse. Hello, everyone. My name is Ted Brennan. Joining me today from New Canaan is Ian Nicholas and Darien coach Kate Rockler. Guys, we should have a great matchup in store today.
We definitely should, Ted. These two teams just saw each other just under 2 weeks ago at New Canaan High on Dunning Field. It was a great game, and it was a stunning one. New Canaan coming off a COVID-19 quarantine and defeating Darien, who previously had a 20-game win streak up against Connecticut opponents in a really good defensive battle, 7-5. These teams have two great goaltenders and all-star rosters across the board. You know these teams really well. You've coached players on both sides, and they've certainly got the talent from freshman to senior to make this a phenomenal rivalry, not just this year, but in the years to come.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this game today, especially being on the practice field with the Varsity Darien girls. They've put a whole lot of heart and soul in the past couple weeks, and I think we're going to see a different team out here today.
Darien is 6-1 to start their season. The lone loss coming against these New Canaan Rams at Dunning, and now they're at their home field here on Stadium Field. And New Canaan is 6-0 after their 2-week quarantine. Better late than never, huh, Ian?
Better late than ever. And they've picked up some big wins, Ted. It's not like they've been coasting. Obviously, they beat Darien, but also wins against Greenwich and Wilton on the road. So they faced the best of the best to start, and they've looked really good. And now we're going to have a freshman at the faceoff for the Rams, and it's going to be Lexi Tully. She's been fantastic.
Maggie Ramsey was on the draw there for Darien, and it will end up in a New Canaan stick. And we are underway here on the DAF Media Network, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation.
New Canaan's going to get the first possession of this game, and they have been red hot to start this season on the offensive end, but they take their time, and that's what makes them really good. They work it behind the net really well, and they get really good shots off cut. So we might be here a while. They're going to take a good-looking shot to start. They're not going to rush it.
If you were at the last game, you are already seeing a difference in Darien's defense. They're playing a high pressure. They're both coming out. They have some backup if they were to get beat. It's exciting to see a defense like this now.
It's one of the key parts about having a home and away. You're going to see the team once, and then you're going to adjust. Here's a shot inside. That's a goal. That's number 3, Dylan Patton for the Rams. And it's 1-0 early on.
Well, Dylan Patton, she has been phenomenal to start the season. She had 5 points in their Saturday win up against Cheshire, 4 goals, 1 assist. She's been really the top offensive player on this team, and the Harden sisters still exist. She's been that good. She is lightning fast, and off the cut there, she just gets inside so quick. Shea Dolce is a phenomenal goalie, but you can't stop quickness like that.
Yeah, that was a point-blank shot. There's not much Shea can do about it, but you know, you've seen her come up with crazier saves.
Off of the Patton goal, the Rams take the 1-0 lead.
Maggie Ramsey batted that down, but New Canaan came up with that quick.
Actually, it was McKenna Harden at the face-off. I said it was Lexi Tully earlier, and McKenna Harden, one of the best players in the state, committed to play at North Carolina next year, and her junior sister, Kaylee, will join her. Phenomenal athletic family, and she had 5 points in their Saturday win as well.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to coach McKenna Harden in summer ball. You're going to see her face off against Nell Niffen and up. Oh, I thought that was a shot. End with Kate Bellissimo. And that's a deep-rooted rivalry right there.
Both Niffen, Bellissimo, and the Harden sisters faced off on the ice this season. Played each other a bunch of times. I believe, what, was it 4 times? Twice in the regular season and then twice in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was a really great matchup. New Canaan getting the better of Darien this year, and we saw a turnover from New Canaan, a careless pass from the junior Hollis Mulry. Here's the fast break.
Hapgood puts it away. See if they call it back.
Looks like I heard a whistle there, so doesn't look like that will count early on, but still Darien possession.
Be a free possession for Hapgood. Converted on most of her free possession opportunities early in this season. She's got another opportunity here. And it's a big save there by the goaltender, Claire Mahoney.
That's a quick outlet. That's what New Canaan wants, is these fast breaks down the field. Darien's offensive ride is also something they've been focusing in on this year. It's a zone ride.
Yeah, Coach Lindley is not one to mince words, and after that loss a couple Thursdays ago up against New Canaan, she said, Shea played excellent and Ryan Hapgood played well, but no one else on my team played well. And as you mentioned, they've had a really good practice over the last few weeks to fix some stuff up. The talent is certainly there. We all know that with the Darien team. And it looks like today they've come out a little bit differently, hopefully responding well to the patent goal.
Lisa definitely has a way of motivating her players and coaches. I've been in that situation too, where you always feel like you could perform better for her.
Rams keep moving the ball around, trying to get the good shot. As you mentioned before, Ian, here's one of the Harden sisters.
Cece Stein on defense out at the ball.
Alice Mulry on the wing. And Quinn McKiernan behind in that, number 21, the Trinity commit for New Canaan. She's been a really big facilitator this year. Looks like a whistle is blown as McKenna Harden makes her move to the crease, and she'll get a free possession here, Ted.
Harden. Good save there by Dolce.
Cece Stein bringing it up. Little overthrown. 50-50 ball.
She comes up with it.
Here's Hapgood. Darien working the ball around the net.
I think you're going to see them take this possession a little bit slower this time, try to take some time off the clock, get something set up.
New Canaan's dominated possession today. Darien wants to try to do the same here, but the ball's loose.
We'll stay with Darien. It will be Dahlquist with the free position. One of these 3 senior captains on this Darien squad, committed to play at Yale next year.
Be hard to find a starter on either of these teams who's not committed to a college, and the ones who aren't probably are just sophomores, juniors, or freshmen.
And even some of them are committed to play.
And even some of them are too. And one of the stars of this Darien team, Chloe Humphrey, she'll be committed somewhere terrific. Unfortunately, she's still out with a back injury.
Yes.
Inside the shot, and that's good. That's number 16, Cece Stein. A beautiful goal there from Stein, ties this game at 1.
I'm going to tell you guys, it's going to be hard for me to not get excited for some specific players here. Cece Stein is so fun to watch.
And she gets it done on both ends of the field, doesn't she? I mean,
Absolutely.
She's headed to Michigan for a reason.
Yeah.
Stein, one of the better two-way players on this Darien team, ties this game at 1. Stein also a part of the Darien girls ice hockey team who faced off against the New Canaan girls ice hockey team. And something about being crosstown rivals is that you see these girls all the time.
And especially in New Canaan and Darien, these are multi-sport athletes. All of them know each other really well. Soccer, hockey, lacrosse, a lot of them play all 3, and these rivalries brew over. And, you know, no one's going to get the better of each other every single time. It's going to be a back and forth when both teams are just so well coached, and they always have the talent.
Stein with it again now. It looks like the rain might be starting to pick up.
Yeah, a bit cold, bit windy. But regardless, New Canaan, Darien, doesn't matter.
I like to see the way that Sadie Stafford plays. She has the ball right now. She is a strong freshman. She's almost always looking to drive. Something you want out of a freshman for sure.
Confidence.
Yep.
Stafford with the shot, that's no good. Picked up by number 4, Emma Shue.
Shue's had big strides in her game as well, and with her speed and athleticism, a great clear there, but a really great turnover generated by the Blue Wave alongside the near sideline.
Colette Quinn able to knock that one free.
Another strong player added to this roster. We're looking to see if they can put it together this year.
Of course, Darien being the defending FCIAC and CIAC Class L champions from 2019. Of course, no 2020 season due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
8 straight FCIAC championships for Darien, too. New Canaan, they've been in plenty of them over the years, but their only win still in 1993. But the Rams proving that this is a team that can beat the Blue Wave this year. It will be interesting to see on May 28th, later this month, if any other team outside of New Canaan and Darien will be playing in that championship game.
We could see a rematch of the FCIAC finals and the Class L state finals, as it was New Canaan and Darien in both matchups. Darien coming out on top. Inside, big save there. Darien found the cutter, but Mahoney was able to save that one.
Claire Mahoney is just a phenomenal player. Committed to Brown as a junior goaltender. She had 10 primetime saves in the Thursday win a few weeks ago. She was one of U.S. Lacrosse's top players in the nation over that week with big games over Darien and Greenwich. She's super athletic and a big supporter of hers is Kristen Woods.
That's big save there. Dolce.
Shea Dolce showing her strength again. She is quick.
Proving why she's one of the best in the state, if not the country.
I think she's the best in the country, but I'm a little biased over here.
Here's Stafford with it now.
Yeah, that was a really good look from Dylan Patton.
Great
Inside,
look.
it's Hapgood.
Hapgood making it great.
And that was a pretty good look there from her.
Ryan Hapgood makes this a 2-1 Darien game.
She did not waste any time. She got that, she put it right in.
Hapgood, another one of this Darien team's weapons on offense. She has scored a lot this year.
Yep, scored twice in their loss to the Rams on last Thursday, a couple Thursdays ago, I should say. Really good look from Dylan Patton on one end. Darien makes a great save from Dolce. They're great at clearing it. They're fast. And Hapgood got a beautiful look. Mahoney can't save them all. And Hapgood certainly got the talent to put it in between any goalie, especially when she's that close to the crease.
Maggie Ramsey back on the draw here.
Picked up by the Rams.
Yep, McKenna Harden with the win, and Kaylee Harden picking it up for her sister. New Canaan looking to regain some momentum here after giving up 2 straight.
That's always got to be a fun family conversation. Sitting down at dinner, who scored the most, who had the most points. Always a battle.
Well, I know they're both very humble, but they're both very talented. That's undeniable. And they've lived up to the billing so far this year with the superstar expectations put on both of them.
They feed off of each other well, too. Off the field, they definitely encourage each other. They work out together in the off season. They're a good dynamic duo.
And they're both extremely vocal on the field. You'll hear them yelling and screaming. McKenna, senior captain of this team, and on offense, she leads.
Great luck.
Found the cutter, and that's a goal.
Believe that's going to be number 7, the freshman, Devin Russell, who got that one, Ted. She's one of the few freshmen that really play meaningful minutes for New Canaan. It is tough to crack the rotation at that young an age. She scored her first career varsity goal up against Darien a few weeks ago, and she adds another one here.
Their ball movement today is extraordinary for New Canaan. They are not wasting a pass.
Devin Russell ties this game up. It was a beautiful cut from Russell inside, and New Canaan was able to find her, and she put it in. And Ian, you mentioned that she's just a freshman, and that's got to be such a luxury for this New Canaan team, having her get valuable varsity minutes at such a young age.
Oh, 100%, but no mistake about it. She's earned her opportunities. Coach Kristen Woods, just like any other good coach, knows the youth program in New Canaan well. She knows who she has coming up, and she must have seen that she had a certain talent in Devin Russell. She has the ball now. She just does a lot of things really well for a player with really 0 varsity experience just 2 weeks ago.
Sorry, Coach Carrie Iorfino and I, we used to like to call Devin Russell a bulldog. She would go through anybody to get the ball, and she's the girl you want on your team, especially for that column.
Mulry being pushed away.
New Canaan doing a good job passing early on, trying to find the cutter. That one is broken up. It will stay with New Canaan.
Yep, and there's Russell. Again, making sure that the ball stays on this side of the field. And now we're going to say it's Darien ball. They're going to reverse the call.
I think she had a bit of an infraction. Something about both these teams, they have a number of talented sophomores on their roster, but essentially this is their freshman year all over again, as there was no season last year.
Yeah, something to pay attention to is they're doing a lot more teaching than they typically do at the coaching level. So these freshmen, sophomore coming off the field, they're immediately getting feedback and some insight on how to make their play a little bit better every time they come off.
Here's Dahlquist with it now.
Well, these are two coaches that, I mean, no one can be prepared for a pandemic and a year off, but when you have Coach Woods on one sideline, Coach Lindley on the other, 45-plus years of experience between the two of them at their two respective schools, they know what they're doing, and they know how to coach up good talent from freshman to senior year, so those are coaches you want in your head.
McGuckin tried that one. That's no good, but it will remain Darien possession.
If I want the ball in anybody's hands, it's Molly McGuckin.
McGuckin had varsity experience her freshman year. Now she's a junior. One of the key pieces in this Darien offense.
$13:20 left to go in the first half. It has been fast-moving and action-packed, but the defenses have certainly done their job as well to keep this one pretty low scoring for the most part.
Dahlquist behind the net. Darien's going to look to set something up here. Playing for both programs, you know, such prestigious programs such as New Canaan and Darien, it comes with a lot of pressure to live up to the expectations.
Oh, 100%. And usually you see players rise to the occasion. And when you know you're living in New Canaan and Darien, you know if you like lacrosse, it's a lot of pressure to succeed to the expectations that the fans and your fellow students have for your program.
Free possession awarded to Hapgood here.
Let's see if she can take advantage, extend the lead.
She'll try to find her second goal. Here she goes. That one is knocked away.
Sadie Stafford with the ground ball, bringing it out.
Yeah, great play from Emma Shue, number 4 for New Canaan, I believe. Again, I said she was stepping up her game. She makes me sound a little bit smart there. And before the ball could get to Claire Mahoney, she made the play.
Ground balls inside the 8 are the equivalent of a basketball rebound. You have to keep the possession there.
And both these teams' defenses have been stellar to start the year. New Canaan giving up just over 6 goals a game. Darien just over 5. So just like that last one, let's not expect this one to get out of control scoring-wise.
Yeah, if you think about the defense, the goaltending for that, to keep it below 10 really is a phenomenal game.
The Rams in that game, it was 7-5 in their favor.
Number 24 checks out for New Canaan. That's going to be Ella Patterson, the sophomore midi. I might be wrong, but does that mean that Darien is man up? Or on the free possession here, is it just evened up?
1. Sorry, I got to count now.
By the looks of it,
yes, they
looks
are.
like Darien is man up.
So that's a big-time opportunity, especially off the free possession.
And both these teams are very good at capitalizing on other teams' mistakes, especially in man-up situations. It will be Dahlquist with it.
Yep, ball goes behind to CC Stein.
Stein already a goal in this game.
They are moving the ball well.
Darien's going to retain possession here. And they're taking their time, realizing that first man up situation of the day. Goals are few and far between in this rivalry. We mentioned it. The defenses are great. They don't want to blow up this opportunity. They want to find that perfect look.
Here's McGuckin.
Yes.
McGuckin off of the assist from Stein. But it might be called back. Looks like it's going to be called back.
Good catch.
This is who you want the ball with right now, Molly McGuckin.
McGuckin, that's saved there by Mahoney. And New Canaan escapes without a scratch.
Again, Shu provides the pressure, but again, New Canaan trying to clear the ball, having some problems. And they will not retain the possession. Courtney O'Connell, the senior captain, turns it over. And right back to Darien.
McGuckin again gets tripped up.
Push that affected the shot.
Almost had to slow down Darien there, as they have now all of a sudden dominated time of possession over these last few minutes. New Canaan dominated it to start this half. And New Canaan, when they've made these really great defensive plays, they haven't been able to clear it, and they're giving Darien too many golden opportunities.
McGuckin save there.
Shot low, saved.
But another rebound for them, essentially. New Canaan's defense has to start getting tired right now.
Just a reminder to the fans, if you're on campus, you need to wear masks.
Those fouls that were called within the 2 minutes definitely took away from the penalty time that they had. So those are things that you don't want to happen. Move the ball, get a goal, try it again.
Darien moving the ball around nicely here. Stein inside. McGuckin, another save there by Mahoney. And New Canaan will have possession now.
Colette Quinn with the foul.
And not only is Mahoney just a really star goaltender, but just really mature too when talking about the whole process of New Canaan being in the quarantine to start the season. She said, when we found out about the quarantine, I was bummed because I was really looking forward to starting the year. We have a really good group of girls, and we held each other accountable during that 2-week period because we all took the initiative to improve ourselves, and we have really good chemistry. We were able to come out on fire, and alluding to that win against Darien, we all knew that is what they certainly did.
It's a nice growth mindset for New Canaan. It's hard to start a season after 2 weeks really at home in solitude, away from others, but that's a great way to start the season for them.
And even though they've started in quarantine, they've come out red hot, ready to play, 6-0. Which is frankly just impressive after not having 2 weeks of play.
In games like this for Darien, you're going to see people like Nell Niffen transitioning the ball, whereas in a game the other day against Staples, she's somebody that's taking shots. So she moves around. It's something that Lisa and Carrie really focus in on, is how can I make my players be specifically successful in their spots that day.
Shot inside, that's good. Number 25, Kata Vidable.
Yeah, she's really, again, another sophomore. We've really seen the underclassmen come to play today. Not even just underclassmen, but the non-seniors have been the players who have really been shining for both teams so far today. And Vidable and the rest of this Darien team, obviously we know they have bright futures whenever Coach Lisa Lindley is going to be coaching them. But you can certainly see where the talent is going to be for the next few years within this program. And a really good-looking shot there. That was no gimme.
I think it speaks values to the youth programs in both towns that consistently there is good talent everywhere in every grade, as we see here today so far.
And this is somewhat of a big game for FCX standings when you think about it for Darien. Darien's only the third best team right now record-wise in the FCX East Division. Both New Canaan and a surprise, Fairfield and Ludlow are on top of them in the East Division. Ludlow, phenomenal year right now. They're undefeated, 7-0. New Canaan is 6-0. So this is a big game for Darien. Not only just as a rivalry game, everyone wants to win this game, but just for standings and trying to get, you know, the best possible standing you can for the FCX tournament in just a few weeks. It's huge as Dylan Patton's on the move here.
Seems like Ludlow is having a good spring in pretty much every sport. They are consistently playing well.
I know their softball team wrecks a few people, and boys lacrosse team put up a good fight against New Canaan's team as well.
Just to come back to that youth league, the youth part of this, absolutely. And if you look in the crowd today, there is a ton of youth girls coming. They're going to come to cheer on their idols, their role models today.
Scrum inside, it will be awarded Darien possession. And I'm glad you bring up that there are so many fans in attendance. We're so glad that, you know, we're able to have all types of fans. For a while it was just seniors in high school, but now it's anybody and everybody so long as they're wearing a mask. And it's so great to see life that is getting back to normal-ish.
Couldn't agree more. I'm hopeful for a nice travel summer as well.
Stafford misplays that one, but it will find Ramsey's stick. Ramsey was one of the captains on the girls basketball team this year.
Shea Dolce was a basketball player as well this year. It's nice to see some girls go different ways. They don't all go to hockey. Some go to basketball, field hockey, and soccer. They have a nice even divide.
New Canaan's number 21, Quinn McKiernan, her sister, went to Bucknell this past year to continue her lacrosse career. She'll be going to Trinity, as I mentioned earlier. And she'll also probably play basketball at Trinity as well. She was senior basketball captain for New Canaan. Great perimeter threat. She's got great size and a super athlete.
Stein tried the low shot. That's no good.
Carolyn Barron using her speed, getting it up to number 5 for New Canaan. Stella Nolan, another really good young player as a sophomore.
And Kate Bellissimo is running with her. You could see her speed as well, another soccer player.
Bellissimo, a 3-sport athlete, 3-sport captain as well. Captain of the girls soccer team, the girls hockey team, and of course the girls lacrosse team. She is committed to play at Stanford, continuing the long line of Darien girls lacrosse players who have gone to Stanford.
I know she'd appreciate this. She's really a Jersey girl at heart. She moved to Darien her freshman year. A hard transition for someone entering a new school in Fairfield County at that age, and really excelling.
It will be a New Canaan free possession. I believe that's Hardin.
A little bit of pressure provided by Stein. McKenna's able to pick it right back up and reset here. Now over to Kaylee as she moves inside.
New Canaan is looking to draw the shooting space. You can see when they go to pump fake, that's what they're looking to get.
I think this is a really big possession for momentum for New Canaan. Closing moments of the half, just under 4 minutes left, down 1. If you could tie it, that'd be huge.
A shot!
And Shea Dolce with the save, unbelievable.
And we see Devin Russell, the Bulldog, as you, the confidence is there with her, and again, she got another solid look.
Absolutely. Three and a half left to play. Kate Evitable enters the game.
Dolce finally finds someone.
She's great under pressure. You see her, she's not afraid of that.
Now she's just going to look to do the job herself, and Kaylee Harden comes up with it.
This could be big here. Dolce returns to the crease. Darien avoids what could have been a disastrous situation.
She played good defense, actually, getting back for that. I was not expecting the play to develop that way.
You know, it's like New Canaan really had a golden opportunity. And then Kaylee Harden, who was rarely slowed down, was swarmed. And Dolce turning it over, but making sure to kick it and get back on defense.
It will be New Canaan possession here.
Darien is really diverting a lot of attention right now to Kaylee Harden. You can tell they are making sure she has nowhere to go and forcing other New Canaan players to step up right now.
Yeah, not exactly in a face guard, but definitely a tight defender on her at all times. You want to be aware of where she is.
Another foul on Darien. Devin Russell with it.
Good defense there by Darien to break up the New Canaan possession.
And they get the loose ball too. Hollis Mulry, too much hesitation. She turned the ball over earlier in this game behind the net, trying to get it to Quinn McKiernan, and she turns it over there. And Darien was really giving her nothing. I don't blame her.
Molly McGuckin looking to transition the ball. It's a foul on red. Continues with white.
And that one's going to go on Kaylee Harden, and she's frustrated talking to her sister McKenna. Another Blue Wave turnover.
Seeing a little bit of sloppy play here coming down the half.
That is some great one-on-one defense to deter that 1v1 to goal.
That's a tough hit.
That is a yellow card for Ryan. Is it Ryan or Colette Quinn?
I believe that's number 14.
Yeah, that's Colette Quinn.
Quinn McKiernan with a really, really good pass to Kaylee Harden, and Quinn just had to get over there, and she's shaken up.
Hopefully Harden's all right. Might have taken a stick to the back of the head.
I'm just going to go ahead and laugh at that for a second. When your sister comes over mid-game to see how you're feeling and you push her away, that's a typical sister move right there, is to say, I'm fine. Give me a second. I'll pull it back together.
She's been in the big moment before, and actually plays hockey. She's been probably through worse, but she's definitely going to take a moment here so early on in this game. New Canaan's going to need her in that second half.
Absolutely.
That would be a huge loss if Harden has to sit for the second half.
She's in good hands with our athletic training staff for sure.
Let's see what New Canaan draws up here with a whopping 41.5 seconds left. It's plenty of time.
No shot clock in the state of Connecticut, so they can take their all the time they need.
Going to be Lexi Tolley with the ball here, and she brings it out. Harden, just nowhere to go.
Darien's playing excellent defense here.
Absolutely. I'm seeing Kate Bellissimo pick up many of Cutter's inside the 8.
Inside, saved by Dolce.
It's almost like she knew where it was going. She was there a step before the ball was. And a good look from Harden, too, trying to put it in that top shelf.
I used to shoot on her at halftime, and that was something I always tried to do, is get the ball in. It was tougher than it seemed.
That'll do it for the first half. The score is 3-2 in favor of Darien. We saw a really good first half from both of these teams, and we expect more in the second half. We'll take a halftime break. We'll be back on the DAF Media Network with the second half.
celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the center oval and upper oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England, all made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
We are DAF Media, Darien's hometown source for sports, arts, and entertainment, established in 2017. We are Community, a volunteer-based organization that gives nearly 50 Darien High School students hands-on experience in video production. We are Cutting Edge, a STEM initiative. Students use cameras, computers, sound equipment, and innovative software. We are Live, streaming 120 events per year on our YouTube channel. We are On the Stage. We are At the Big Games. We are On the Field. We are In the Gym. We are On the Move, live streaming not only in Darien, but throughout southwestern Connecticut and the tri-state area. We are making a difference. We are DAF Media.
If you live in Darien, most likely you've benefited from the Darien Foundation. Since our founding in 1998, we've provided more than $4 million in grants to the Darien Emergency Services, public schools, and community organizations.
My husband and I are so happy to be raising our 4 young children in Darien. Over the years, I have admired the projects that the Darien Foundation has supported, and I'm excited to be a member of the board helping to further support the Foundation's mission. Kids' eyes light up when they talk about learning and eating in the edible garden at Tokenique School. And as a family, we've had so much fun watching varsity field hockey and lacrosse games under the Darien High School stadium lights. It certainly gives us peace of mind to know that if and when the next storm hits town, the Darien Library will always have power thanks to the Darien Foundation providing a generator.
As a resource, the Darien Foundation is unique within Fairfield County and indeed unique on a national level. For 20 years, the Darien Foundation has been investing in Darien in offering our community organizations, emergency services, and schools a local resource to help them pursue innovation and excellence. Thank you for supporting the Darien Foundation. We are building a better Darien together.
Four o'clock this Wednesday, it's Greenwich versus Darien boys lacrosse here on the DAF Media Network. We'll be streaming that one 4 o'clock on Wednesday. Back here on the DAF Media Network, thank you all for joining us. My name's Ted Brennan alongside Ian Nicholas and Kate Rockler. I said it at the beginning, and
You got it.
said it at the beginning, and I was like second guessing myself, and
Happy to be here.
we're so glad that you're all joining us here. I'm going to give a shout out to our production crew, Adam Nelson on main camera, TJ Boucher, our ISO camera, Connor Russo on graphics, Cam McGraw, our instant replay coordinator. They're both making their DAF Media debuts. Braden Shank, our director, and Damian Andrew, our advisor. After the first half, Darien leads 3-2 off of goals from Avitable, Hapgood, and Stein. And New Canaan added 2 from Patton and Russell. And guys, we saw a great first half, only 5 combined goals, and a great FCAC matchup.
I think we really did. And I'll defer to you here, Kate, since you're a coach and you know the ins and outs of the game more than either of us do. What was your biggest takeaway from Darien today compared to Darien 2 weeks ago?
It's hard to say. I mean, Darien's defense is playing out of their mind right now. Really, they're keeping it out. To keep them to 2 goals for one half is amazing. They have to finish their shots. They took a lot in the first half. It's something you have to put away at this point. Score more than 3.
And good news for New Canaan, junior star Kaylee Harden, who took a tough hit, went to the sideline for the final few moments of the first half. She is back and ready to go here for the second.
It's always good to see. You never want to see players go down with injury, even if they are from New Canaan.
Oh, the low blow.
I had to throw in 1 shot.
We'll see where I'll work in mine. Got to get the Rams scoring again. Let's see. Really good, but they won the first possession. They had some really good momentum heading into the half. Although they didn't score, they had possession after possession after possession. They were really starting to get control, but Darien's giving them nothing right now.
I see Kaylee Harden's back in the game to join us, so that's good news.
Darien will
For
scoop
New
up
Canaan.
the loop ball. That's Hapgood. It will stay Darien possession.
And it is just crazy the success that Darien has had playing Connecticut teams. 127-2 against Connecticut opponents over the last 129 games. And their only 2 losses have come over the last 3 years to New Canaan. They lost to New Canaan in 2018 in the semifinals of states. New Canaan would end up winning states for the 6th time under head coach Kristen Woods in 2018. And then this year, obviously earlier in the year in 2021. But Darien, whenever they're playing in the Nutmeg State, they are nearly unbeatable.
Ian, you're bringing up some bad memories for me. I was on Lisa's sideline for the 2018 loss and those before it. It's a different year. I'm hoping that they sweep them here on out.
Well, that's certainly what they did in 2019 in the postseason. So didn't take too long for them to get that revenge.
Goal was scored there.
By number 14, Colette Quinn, the sophomore. Again, the underclassmen, Ted, continue to make these plays.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it in the first half. It was all except for Stein, it was all underclassmen who scored those goals for both Darien and New Canaan. And again, it's another underclassman for Darien, making the score 4-2.
What I like about both of these teams is that their captains are leading by example as well. Darien, to speak to, they have 2 of their captains are on defense. 1 is on offense. She's really the quarterback over there. So although maybe they're not scoring, they're definitely leading their team.
McKenna Harden, as I mentioned earlier, is just a superstar leader, a captain for soccer, hockey, and lacrosse, and just a natural leader, the way she plays and how she commands the team. And Courtney O'Connell on defense is a superstar athlete in her own right, and although she might not rack up the stats as she plays defense, she certainly does her job, and she does it extremely well for Coach Woods and company. But another New Canaan turnover ends the possession before it really begins.
Ian, you know, something I want to bring up that you just mentioned about the turnover is that Darien's been doing a great job of keeping on, or staying on the cutters for this New Canaan offense. We saw it towards the end of the first half, but they've really been taking away the cutters, which has been New Canaan's offense, and they've been trying to force a lot more shots.
100%, and Courtney O'Connell makes a play there on a loose ball to pick it up, makes the captain play there. New Canaan loves their cutters. Quinn McKiernan, you see her with the ball now, she usually gets a ton of assists, finding players like Hollis Mullery and Dylan Patton on those cuts because they're just terrific athletes. But Darien has shut down that facet of New Canaan's game for the most part outside of that first goal for Patton.
I was about to bring up that Patton goal, which was essentially just a nice cut inside. But other than that, Darien has been pretty locked down on those cutters, forcing New Canaan to look somewhere else or force some shots. And again, we see Darien defense push the New Canaan Rams outside of their comfort zone.
That is a tough call. When you drive into somebody, it's 50-50 there. I mean, you're either looking to charge or you're looking to get a foul.
Here's Harden.
Gets it over to number 11, Olivia Lockhart, the senior. She's in for the first time today. She also had a goal, one of the many goals, the 15 of them, in their win on Saturday up against Cheshire, an out-of-conference team from the SCC.
It's definitely a different year. Both of these teams typically play out-of-state teams, Garden City, Manhasset. They'll play the John Jays of the world, and it's just different. But it's nice to see they can have this rivalry a few times.
That's been one of the many losses that we've seen because of this COVID-19 pandemic, is that they're not allowed to play teams outside of the state, and you lose some of those big games with the shot. No good.
And it looks like New Canaan's going to retain possession off the miss right from McKenna Harden. But at least we were able to see that live stream you guys put together on Saturday between the Darien boys and the Brunswick boys, an out-of-conference game that certainly lived up to that billing for lacrosse.
Do we know the final score on that game?
That was 9-8 in favor of Brunswick, with
Wow.
the score in overtime. I was on that call with legendary Darien lacrosse alum Jim Book.
A great Darien alum dad. I coach Logan Book.
And Ian, you bring up a good point about that Brunswick game, is that because Brunswick plays in the new 1 conference, it's essentially like playing an out-of-state team, although they're only from Greenwich.
Yep.
So that's something that I believe the girls will probably miss out on. They're not going to play a big-name team not inside of the FCAC.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Darien this year, they picked up their 5th win on the year up against Greenwich Academy last Wednesday, and that is the only non-FCAC game they've played so far. It's the only non-FCAC game on the rest of their schedule.
It's frustrating as a public school coach to see some of your potential players go to these private schools and really become powerhouses. But I mean, Darien's had its winning.
Exactly. If you're in New Canaan or Darien, that's a problem, but not necessarily, Coach Woods and Coach Lindley, they're coaches you want to play for.
Absolutely.
One thing that was brought up on Saturday that I think I can reiterate here is that both these programs, they're public schools, but they really feel like private school programs because they're so dominant. And, you know, these youth programs that they've built up are essentially just feeding grounds for these big high school programs.
Especially here in Darien, 35 state and SCAC championships in the girls lacrosse program since 1994. Those are just bonkers numbers. But they are real, and it is a public school.
Kaylee Harden with the draws the shooting space.
I bet she is dying for this opportunity. She has been shut down all game long.
Will she make the most of it? She does! Hardin ties the game at 3. Or actually, no, sorry. It's 4-3.
She was very patient on that shot. That's what you want to do in a free position, is bring it in, move the goalie, make her go one way and go the other.
Just waited on that one. The junior showing off her experience. She played her freshman year. She was all FCAC and all state then, and she is playing like it here, making a veteran play in the biggest game of New Canaan season since their season opener, and a timeout is called by Coach Lisa Lindley after that one, as they don't want New Canaan to feel too confident after that goal that pulled this one back to within 1.
She'll try to take away some momentum from this New Canaan team that now draws within 1. They'll take a timeout, as will we. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment. At 3 o'clock on Saturday, Wilton will take on the Darien boys, who just suffered their first loss of the season. That will be 3 o'clock on Saturday here on the DAF Media Network. Back here with more varsity girls lacrosse action. 4-3 the score in favor of the Wave off of the Hardin goal.
I've had plenty of experience with the Darien girls lacrosse during timeouts, and I have a feeling something just major got changed in their most recent huddle.
I would not be surprised if Coach Lindley saw something she didn't like on that last free possession, and she's looking to change that up. It will be Stafford and Hardin on the face-off.
And Bellissimo added to the draw circle, someone quick on her feet. They're looking to get this ground ball for sure. And Kaylee Hardin takes it.
New Canaan wins another draw here. And maybe Darien's drastic change was a defensive one, so let's see what Coach Lindley has installed here to try to shut down New Canaan and avoid another goal. As McKenna Hardin is just facing the pressure right now.
Some good pressure there by Maggie Bellissimo, number 27. I mean, if I'm Darien on defense, I'm not trying to change too much, because in this, at the end of the first and beginning in the second half, it's been pretty good defense, minus that last score there.
But another infraction called on the Blue Wave, and another free possession as Kaylee Hardin got way too wide open. Now she has another chance to add to her scoring total.
Here she goes. Now it's a tied game, 4-4. Hardin ties this one up.
And you can't make it that easy for Kaylee Hardin. Really good pass. They'll find her in front of the crease. Darien fouled her, and it gave her an even better opportunity there to score, and she is just too good when you give her that good a shot.
Yeah, so they called that push after the shot went in. That means they used to send them back to the 8-meter. They've changed that rule. I said that in the last broadcast, but it's definitely something that doesn't penalize the attacker anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Score is now tied here, 4-4.
And for New Canaan, this is the beginning of a 4-game road stretch for the Rams. Obviously, this one the highlight game. They're going to go and play McMahon on the road tomorrow, Ludlow on Friday, and then another tough game up against the Richfield Tigers on Saturday. New Canaan's entire 14-game regular season schedule is being played in just 31 days due to their quarantine, and it looks like an infraction on Darien allows for a free New Canaan face-off win. Kaylee Harden's looking to find someone here.
A road trip to Tiger Hollow is never easy, especially within a few times within 30 days.
And another goal there by New Canaan. They'll take the lead. That's number 3, Dylan Patton, her second goal of the afternoon.
That is where Quinn McKiernan is at her best. Behind the net, finding the cutter. And a lot of the time this year, it's been McKiernan to Patton. That is a dangerous duo. A really nice pass. High, Patton corrals it. Slams it down in the bottom left corner of the net. That is nearly unguardable. New Canaan, just like that, a 3-goal run, and they're up 1.
Whatever Coach Lindley said in the timeout, doesn't look like it's working too well here.
Let's give her time. She is the GOAT for a reason, right?
Yeah, adjustments.
There is a reason she's a Hall of Famer.
Well, we're talking about Hall of Fames. Almost every Hall of Fame you could possibly mention, she's in it.
Field hockey included.
National Lacrosse Hall of Fame, the U.S. Lacrosse Connecticut Chapter Hall of Fame, the UMass Hall of Fame, the FCAC Hall of Fame.
Yep, and if you ask her, her best sport was field hockey.
Really?
She's still being inducted into Hall of Fames for that. As a player, of course.
It's incredible, just the talent. To coach here for so long and to just have a legacy like that is incredible for any sport.
Yes, I typically like to call her on the weekends just to annoy her a bit, but just to speak to how humble she is, I called her a couple months ago now, and I asked her what she was doing, and she said she was on a Zoom call for another induction into some Hall of Fame. But she wouldn't have told me if I had not asked her what she was doing at the moment.
A 453 and 85 record for Coach Lisa Lindley over her time here, and Coach Kristen Woods, now in her 15th year in New Canaan, former star player at Penn State herself. Back in the day.
That's when you know you're good, when you're saying, oh, just another Hall of Fame induction, some other Hall of Fame. That's when you know you're good. Darien will be awarded a free possession. It'll be Dahlquist with it. And she'll just take that one out.
It's a really critical possession here for Darien. You want to take your time. You want to be able to tie this game up, especially after the fact that New Canaan is just clicking on all cylinders on offense. Part of his possession, really, it's keep away too.
They got to find a way to swing momentum back to them, as it's been a 3-0 run. It's been all New Canaan, but as we speak, Cece Stein will tie this game at 5.
That was a great move to cage. What I love about Cece Stein's game is that once she makes that dodge, she is accelerating through it. She keeps her stick between her shoulders, and she places the ball well.
Something clicked in her head, and I think she knew she had to take that shot, really put the game in her hands. It was a great-looking shot, and Claire Mahoney really had no chance to make that save. When you have that kind of confidence and that kind of talent coming from left side of the net, that's a dangerous combination in a much-needed goal to break the 3-0 New Canaan run.
She's showing why she'll be playing at Michigan in 2 years. And a program like that is incredibly tough to play at. She's showing why she can be a valuable piece to that Michigan team in years to come. 5-5 the score here on the DAF Media Network. A joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. Darien will win the draw. Here's Niffen going to Colgate. Just another one of these Darien players, really another one of these Darien and New Canaan players going to play at a high-level talent.
New Canaan's got 9 commits of their own for the college aspect of it. Dylan Patton, Cornell, the Harden sisters, UNC, Caitlin Tully, who is out with an injury right now, Cornell, Hollis Maury, USC, and Mahoney, of course, in goal. Heading to the Ivy, Brown.
Speaks volumes to how much the sport has grown, especially in the Northeast and especially in the FCAC. You know, if we were talking about this about 10, 15 years ago, we wouldn't be saying all these big names.
That is a great save.
Good save by Mahoney. As I was saying, the growth of the sport has really been incredible. And Kate, I'm sure you can talk a little bit about the growth of this sport.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, it was mostly Long Island and Syracuse area, Maryland too, and Connecticut is now a powerhouse as well. It's also grown to Florida, Texas, California.
Shot
Great
there,
save.
another save there from Mahoney. Mahoney has stepped up big after letting in the tying goal.
Courtney O'Connell looks to clear, pushed away, and a bit of a bad pass.
That is that ride that I was talking about earlier. These girls are making sure they're locking down, getting back.
Charlotte Gelhaus, the senior, able to find that loose ball, and Courtney O'Connell nearly puts it on the deck yet again. Now using her speed in between the hashes and clearing it successfully.
You see attackers like Molly McGuckin getting all the way up to the other side, to the 30. That's what you want for a redefend. Just circling back to CC Stein, she is coming from a legacy family here. Her cousins were Anna Stein, who played at Lafayette. Her other cousin, Emily Stein, played at Northwestern. So it runs in the family with the Steins.
Even her brother is going to Colby next year, I believe, to play lacrosse. Just shows the lineage.
Yep, same for New Canaan, especially with the Harden family. Their father, Boyd, was also a megastar lacrosse player at UNC back in the day and at New Canaan High.
Bad pass there, but it scrummed for it.
I love that they put in that allowed to kick rule with girls lacrosse. Kick it in the opposite direction, kick it to another teammate.
It's going to stay in New Canaan's possession after all that hooting and hollering.
It's like a yellow card.
Is that Casey?
It's going to be number 1, yep. Casey Benoit, the sophomore, who's going to check out. That means New Canaan, for the first time today, I believe, is man up.
I believe that's the second yellow card given today. I believe there was one on Hapgood for the hit on Harden earlier, or Quinn earlier. It was Quinn on Harden. So that's the second Darien yellow card. And I'm sure Coach Lindley is not happy about that one.
So this is when in girls lacrosse you go into a zone on defense. You'll see they're trying to play. Someone will have ball and the opposite side will have 2. As you can see, Kate Bellissimo just had 2.
Big save there by Dolce.
Well, McKiernan
puts that one in behind Dolce.
I mean, if you're coming up with saves like that, you have to hope that your defense can have your back just for you to turn around a sec.
Olivia Lockhart with a beautiful pass, and I'm not sure who got that first shot off for New Canaan, but it was a great pass from her. And then Quinn McKiernan, she is tall, and she was in the right place at the right time, able to find that loose ball, really just flew right to her, and McKiernan going hero ball there with the shot fake to the top left corner and scoring. She is crafty. She is not just a passer, she is a scorer as well, and she has stepped up her game big time this year from her sophomore year, where she didn't have too much of an impact to now. She is a key cog in the New Canaan offense. And now it's 6-5.
I was going to say, Ian, you know, McKiernan's shown that she can pass the ball early on here in this game, and now she's shown that she can score the ball, showing why she's such a valuable piece in this New Canaan Rams offense.
Kaylee Harden looking to win the draw, and it will go to Darien.
A little over 12 minutes remain in the game. New Canaan up 1. But if we know anything about these two teams is that they can score and score quickly. So this game may not stay a 1-goal lead for long.
You're also seeing Darien using the box for substitutions. They're running something called X. So you saw Ryan Hapgood come in and take a defender out, and Mitty will stay back. And then vice versa. When they're transitioning back on defense, she'll come out, someone will go back in on D.
Stafford will be awarded the free possession.
This is a tough angle to have a free position at.
She'll dump that off to a Vitable.
So they're trying to drown this clock out until they can go back to being even.
Still probably half a minute, give or take, of Darien, still being man down.
I'd imagine you'd like to see that in Maggie's body soon. I'm sure she's getting pumped to go right back in. Send Cece Stein or Ryan Hapgood back onto offense.
Here's Stafford. That one just wide of the net.
That is worth the take, in my opinion.
Oh, too much forward momentum there. But regardless, it's still Darien ball, so no harm, no foul.
Show some confidence on Stafford's part, you know, being a man down, going in, not passing and just trying to shoot that. Just show some confidence, which is going to be good in years to come. It will be Stein behind the net. Hapgood is with her as well.
Trying to come from around the X and make something happen. Canaan's there. And more specifically, Carolyn Barron and Emma Shue providing some really great defense today for New Canaan.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to coach Emma Shue in a summer recently, and she came ready to play for those 8 a.m. games. Not something you're likely to see with high school girls.
New Canaan doing a good job in this man-up defense.
I like the patience from this Darien attack.
Hapgood! That's the hat trick for Hapgood. Make it 6-6.
Patience is a virtue, and it's a good one to have, isn't it?
Yep.
Really critical goal. Just a really great shot. You could tell Darien wanted to make something quick happen from behind the net, trying to surprise Mahoney a little bit. They couldn't get it to go from the other side. Get it to Hapgood there. And we all know her shot-making ability from in close.
Hapgood is a sophomore, am I correct with that?
She is.
And the future is Hapgood for sure.
And it's been impressive. She's had a very impressive sophomore year, which again, you know, is technically her freshman year, as she did not play last year. And for her to be such a key piece in this Darien offense as essentially a redshirt freshman is just really incredible. The score is now 6-6 with a little under 10 minutes remaining.
Harden takes a tough fall to the turf. New Canaan ball after that draw. As Kaylee takes over here.
Finds the cutter.
That one, Olivia Lockhart. Still New Canaan ball, she's whacked.
Those swings look dangerous, I'm not gonna lie.
So free possession for Lockhart. Off the pass from Hollis Mulry.
Lockhart, that's in!
Wow, that is a quick reaction for New Canaan, coming right back after all the patience that Darien just had.
Olivia Lockhart, she's come on strong over these last two games. She scored a goal apiece in each of the last two. A senior who's very determined and a good role player on this team. Just a glue player who's really risen to the occasion this year and is starting to make plays in the middle of the season for Coach Woods.
So they are calling a stick check.
On her.
Yep.
And she's all good. And the celebration can resume.
That typically comes from inside the field. Maybe somebody hinted to Lisa that they thought the stick looked illegal. That typically doesn't come from the coach. It's a risky move to take.
Nonetheless, it will be 7-6 off of the Lockhart goal, and that's really a momentum killer for Darien as they took so much time on that last goal. And Darien will be awarded possession.
It's going to be Kaylee Harden who ran over number 14, Colette Quinn. She put her hands in the air. A little bit too much momentum as she drove in the right side of Quinn, and that was a pretty clear call.
There might have been something behind that one as Quinn hit her earlier in the game in the head.
I don't think girls hold grudges, guys. Be easy on them.
Don't roll me into this. It's a Ted joke.
Emotions are high in games like this.
Yes.
As Hapgood nets another one. Hapgood will tie the game. 7-7.
This game, the defense is starting to fall by the wayside a little bit. It was such a great first half defensively, just 3-2. The first game they played just 7-5. Now it's already 7-7, and we still got plenty of game left here from Stadium Field. This is getting exciting, and a timeout is called.
Another timeout, and we will take another timeout back in a moment.
Timeout on the field.
Back here on the DAF Media Network, Darien boys volleyball came up victorious today. They take on New Canaan next week, a week from today, at Darien. I know I'll be covering that one. Maybe we'll bring Ian back for that one.
Oh, I'm trying to expand with the volleyball expertise. The boys, they've been having a great year for New Canaan as well. Their superstar Gavin Bramlett just went down with a broken leg in their Friday game up against Trumbull. So we wish him well. They have a big game tomorrow up against Greenwich. We'll be covering that on NCTV 78. Make sure you like and subscribe there if you're kind enough.
Don't do that. This is DIF Media. Come
well,
on
it's
now,
usually a collaborative stream, but they just sent me the bozo over here today, so. You know, come on, let me get my one free promotion in there, Ted.
All right. I got a jab in earlier. We'll get you the free promotion.
Yeah, all right.
Anyways, back to some girls lacrosse here.
I see we have Colette Quinn on the circle this time. Cece Stein and Nell Niffen joining her for Darien.
It's been mostly Kaylee Harden for New Canaan this year.
Yeah,
now.
You don't fix what isn't broke, right?
Exactly. They've gone to other players as well. Her sister McKenna has gotten a good amount of draw controls this year, and so is Lexi Tolley, the freshman. But as you mentioned, Kaylee Harden's been the hot hand, and she's been really heating up in this second half, 2 goals, and she's been great on draws as well, so keep her in there.
Looks like the coaches maybe jawing at each other a little bit.
Tensions are high, and
yes.
I think they're just trying to get their points across.
Play will resume right now, keeping us in suspense for how this one will pan out between 2 top 20 teams in the nation nationally for high school girls lacrosse. New Canaan number 10, Darien number 19, Darien Star of the Year number 6. And we all know that these 2 teams will be linked for the rest of the year, as this is most likely not the final time they shall meet.
Definitely not.
Not even just this year, really for the rest of time.
Yeah.
Because these programs are going to be not only good this year, but for years to come, especially if their youth programs keep up the work that they've been doing. It'll be another New Canaan win on the draw.
And McKenna Harden scoops it up. Still has it down the far sideline.
You know, they will be playing each other a good amount this season. I hope it doesn't dull the morning where you wake up and you get to play New Canaan that day.
Actually, that's an interesting point you bring up, because Dylan Patton, one of the stars of this team, the junior, she said, when referring to the rivalry in the 2 games in 2 weeks, she said, I love it. Obviously, Darien is one of the best teams in the FCAC in the state, and they always push us as a team. It's the rivalry, so revenge is always a big thing. It's going to be a great game, very competitive. They want to win. We want to win again.
I love that.
It's lived up to the billing.
She wakes up ready to play.
She certainly does. Lockhart inside, scoring the last goal for the Rams. Back out to Kaylee Harden, who spins to her left.
That Lockhart goal was a very quick response to Darien's 6th goal. This time taking a more lengthy approach in response to Darien's 7th goal. Shot inside, that's good.
McKenna Harden didn't take too much time, Ted.
McKenna Harden might have heard that I was saying they were taking too long and shot that one in.
Yeah, that was a snipe from the right side of the net from McKenna Harden. And just a back and forth battle that we have brewing right now with 6:21 left to go in the second half.
8-7 the score.
And Harden, just a superstar athlete and a great finisher as well. I believe that's her first goal of the game, as she's been held in check, and her teammates have done their jobs respectively to keep this team afloat offensively without her superstar contributions. Finally getting something to go here.
Both Hardens now have a goal. Kaylee with 2, McKenna with 1.
McGuckin is back on the circle. It looks like they are doing anything they can to get this draw control. Possession is key.
And they get it with McGuckin. And Darien will now have possession. They're going to be looking for a response.
Darien responded with the Ryan Hapgood goal last time around when they trailed by 1. She scored her 4th of the day. Will they go to her again here?
Inside, that's good. That's Maggie Ramsey, number 20. And Ramsey ties that up very quickly.
They were patient on that. They were waiting for New Canaan to just make the mistake, draw the double team, and then cut the circle.
The energy strong on both sidelines. The USC commit, the junior Maggie Ramsey, a beautiful shot fake. A little bit similar to the Quinn McKiernan goal on the other side. Both really big, lanky athletes, and they just use that finesse. And it's not easy to fool Claire Mahoney. It's not easy to fool Shea Dolce, but in a game with the top recruits in the nation, top recruits in Connecticut, you're going to see some fancy work with the stick.
Maggie Ramsey won't encounter this type of weather where she's going. She's looking to be in the sun all the time. I don't blame her.
The last 8 goals between these teams have been an exact flip-flop. It was New Canaan, Darien, New Canaan, Darien, New Canaan, Darien, New Canaan, and Darien. Really a struggle for momentum here. The score is tied 8-8.
Couldn't have asked for a better game down the stretch.
Really couldn't. You love to see it in rivalry games.
That's Nell Niffen with the ground ball. Molly McGuckin connected that to Colequin.
She was just looking to go right down the middle before getting it back out to Ramsey.
Time is flying by in these close games. 5 minutes left.
Certainly feels like we have more time. But of course, only 5 minutes. Stein.
They're going to send the double to Stein. And Darien shifts the ball.
Stein has really been a facilitator on offense, especially in that back area behind the net there. Inside.
And Stein picks it up.
Stein.
Ooh.
Close.
Shot.
And it's going to be New Canaan ball.
I think it caught some iron on that shot.
Yeah, that's a tough shot because there's no angle there. You really want to get in front, have a better angle for yourself to square your shoulders, put it away.
Stein trying to snipe it from the corner. Emma Shue will clear, gets it up to the speedy superstar Dylan Patton. And New Canaan already inside the 10, looking to do some damage here and take the lead.
If Stein was able to finish that goal, that would have been a huge momentum boost as a flag goes up at the score.
That is a top right corner goal.
Hollis Maury, welcome to the scoreboard. She's one of the most talented juniors in the state, and she has been held quiet in this game up until now. She is really a phenomenal goal scorer from in close. She's also a great passer. She had a solid game on Saturday, and that was a really pretty snipe from her.
I learned about Hollis Mullery over the summer. Lisa Lindley had mentioned her to me, and she was astonished that I didn't know who she was. Since then, I've become a little bit more familiar with her.
Mullery could be teaming up with Maggie Ramsey in a few years. She's verbally committed to USC. And Hapgood will take the draw for Darien, as Hardin will take the draw for New Canaan.
Mullery makes it a 9-8 game with just 4 minutes, 3:52 left to go in this game. She had 4 points.
Ryan Hapgood, that is a key draw control to get at this point.
She had 4 points on Saturday, and as you mentioned, that is massive for the momentum. Trying to have another quick response is a Blue Wave.
I mean, if you just take a look at the last 8 goals, it's been back and forth. So why wouldn't the 9th and 10th be any different? But we'll see if Darien can respond before New Canaan puts up another one.
And you got to remember the factor of no shot clock in the state of Connecticut. So Darien, this is a massive possession for them, because if they take up time and they don't come away with a goal, New Canaan can just play keep away if they want to. So this is massive.
I believe no shot clock in most of the country. I know in college they have it. Hapgood tried to go.
That is a great take at this point, too. She's going to be on the second hash in, which as a righty from that side is a great angle. You can go on into the center, veer to the left, and have your whole right side open.
Here we go. This could be big. Hapgood. Just high.
Still Darien's.
That's a key get for Darien off the missed shot.
Yeah, New Canaan's normally pretty active behind the cage, so I'm shocked they weren't there battling for it too.
Stein. The shot. That's wide. It will remain Darien possession.
Wicked spin from Stein to free herself up. Risky shot.
Clock is not Darien's friend. Just over 2 minutes to go. And in rivalry games such as this, the clock moves quick. Inside, it's another goal. Sadie Stafford, the freshman, ties this game at 9.
Stafford makes the biggest play of her varsity career up to this point. What a confident shot there from the freshman who, as you mentioned earlier in this game, Kate, has that mentality, the fearless mentality that sometimes takes years for a player to develop.
I coached her in 7th grade. She had it then, so it was great to have her. Her size wasn't the same, but she's grown, and she's really committed to becoming a better player every year.
A real back-and-forth matchup in this second half. We haven't seen one team really pull away. And it's tied here, 9-9.
A minute 55 left. This draw control right here, this is massive. Both teams are red hot on offense.
One of these benches is gonna explode. Whoever wins it. New Canaan will get it. And here comes Hardin.
Nell Niffin's very tight with her.
Ever since going down, it seems like Hardin's been playing with a bit of a vengeance, Ian.
100%. The Hardin sisters do not need any extra motivation, but hey, in a game like this, with the stakes so high, you know, maybe it took her getting whacked a little bit to wake up a little bit. She's been phenomenal in the second half. She really has been. But at this point, it just feels like same old for the Hardin sisters. It's just what they do. Canaan taking their time, moving it around the perimeter really well. Whistle's blown, though. It's going to be a timeout, and it's going to be called by head coach Kristen Woods. Really big minute 08 left in this one, Ted.
Yeah, I mean, it's 9-9, and it's been a real back-and-forth game here. New Canaan will try to swing possession in their favor. And, you know, Kate, if you're Coach Lisa Lindley, what are you doing in this situation to prevent a New Canaan goal?
I don't know what I'd be doing as Lisa Lindley, but I know exactly what I'd be doing as Kristen Woods right now, which is waiting until 30 seconds, setting something up, and then letting the dogs out of the park. Lisa is definitely telling them to lock down, prevent any shot. If it's between a shot inside the 8 or putting them back on the 8-meter, that's what you want to do.
So what you're referring to there is you do not want to give Darien another chance in this game. You either want this game going into overtime or ending with a few seconds left.
Exactly. That's what your hope is.
We saw a game like that for the boys team against Brunswick. It came down to the wire. It was tied 8-8. This game is tied 9-9. And while we have a quick break in the action, I'm going to give another shout out to our production crew: Adam Nelson, TJ Boucher, Connor Russo, Cam McGraw, Braden Schenk. Of course, I'm Ted Brennan alongside Ian Nicholas and Kate Rockler.
And while we have a few seconds, I'm going to give a shout out to my 3rd grade class tuning in today and hoping that they are going home to read. We have our SBAC testing this week, and I know they were very excited to watch this game.
Oh, SBACs. I remember that from elementary school. Those were so fun.
And they are going to rock it.
You know, while we're at it, I'll give a shout out to my producer at NCTV, Emily Fox. Emily, if you're watching, hope you're still watching. Hope you didn't lie to me. Let's see.
Back here on the DAF Media Network. Little over a minute remaining. 9-9. Been a real back and forth game.
I'd like to see Lisa Lindley's Fitbit after games like this. See how her heart rate is doing.
Through the roof, probably. McKenna Hardin moves to her right. Over to Quinn McKiernan. She's setting up behind the cage. Good pass from Lockhart.
New Canaan really chewing that clock just like you predicted, Kate.
She had some space to get in there. I'm shocked she didn't take it. But now we're at 30 seconds. Gap is closing in.
Mulry had that opportunity. She dumps it off here to McKiernan. Right back to Mulry.
We're at 20.
Dylan Patton, great start to this game. Kenna Hardin. Hardin gets it back.
That's knocked down. That's what you want for Darien.
It's still loose.
Here's Niffin. She's got to move it.
And we'll go into overtime.
They're going to take it to overtime. And I'm sure Darien's happy taking it to overtime after that. Score is 9-9, and we're heading to overtime.
The heart's pouncing for you up here too, Kate. That was not a bad possession from New Canaan at all. They had some real opportunities, but Darien found McKenna Hardin at the right place at the right time, got a really good whack. Ball came loose, and after that, the game was heading to overtime. We knew neither team was going to get that ball back and really put something together.
Yeah, they really shut down that momentum when they knocked the ball down. I'm happy for Darien's defense, hoping it pulls into the overtime quarter.
Now, if the rules are the same for guys and girls, this will be a golden goal situation. Now, I'm not sure if that's correct, so we're either going to see a golden goal or we're going to see a full quarter of extra play.
I believe we will see a golden goal here. It used to be 2 3-minute quarters, and I think that has since changed.
Golden goal opportunities are always, I don't know, they feel better than regular overtime rules, unless they're playing in the NFL.
So let's see, we got the captains meeting at the 45-yard line. McKenna Harden and Nell Niffen. Coins flipped. Looks like Darien's going to get it, and they're going to move from left to right to start off this this half.
Talk about two goofy girls. Nell Niffen and McKenna Harden are two of the goofiest. They ran the same midi line with me a few summers ago, and they loved to take over their the CT Grizzlies Instagram. Hilarious dynamic duo. I think they both would have loved to play with one another in high school. But it's nice to see them against each other too.
And they've got great. I know McKenna. She's got a great personality. Definitely not the serious type of athlete. She doesn't need to be.
Absolutely not. She's a great student athlete.
And this is exactly what we, I didn't pay for it, but this is exactly what we pay for, right?
Yes.
New Canaan Darien. This just feels like more of a New Canaan Darien game than the first one. And New Canaan was on the winning end of the first one, and I called it. And it was a great game, but this game certainly, regardless of how it shakes up, a much more exciting affair than we saw the first time around. Both teams, I think we can agree, look more ready to play now than they did at the beginning of the season, and they just look more like the teams that we are accustomed to seeing, so talented, so dangerous on offense.
Yeah, what's the point of a Darien-New Canaan game if it doesn't go into overtime, right?
Exactly.
All Darien-New Canaan games, they feel so much closer than they really are sometimes, and when they're really close like this, it just adds an extra level to the intensity. Really, in any sport. You never want to see a blowout against any teams, but if you see a blowout against Darien and New Canaan, it just feels worse than a normal blowout.
A few years ago, we played New Canaan, and it was a 20-10 game, and I still feel like it was an overtime type game. Every goal Lisa was pushing for, and I was right behind her with it as well. Nice to get 20 on New Canaan.
Darien has only had one 20-point outing, I believe. I believe it was, or maybe I'm mixing that up with the guys. But regardless, both teams have high-powered offenses, so I'm sure that we could see some high-scoring affairs in their later games this season.
Well, Darien's been averaging over 14 goals a game, Ted, and their first game of the year, they did go over 20. They beat Brian McMahon 21-2. And they've scored double digits in every single game this year outside of the New Canaan game on April 22nd, where they were held to a season-low 5 in that 7-5 defensive affair. And ever since, they've scored 15 or more goals in every single game, and they are on a 3-game winning streak, looking to keep it alive and looking to pick up their biggest regular season win right here at Stadium Field. Luckily, the rain is held off, too. I know it's not something you think in the forefront of your mind, but definitely a factor. It's been overcast all day long, but the weather's held up pretty well, and perfect conditions for a perfect game so far.
You were talking about a high-pressure offense, but we can focus in on the JV Darien team, undefeated, scoring over 15 goals every game. I like to tell them they're the best JV team in the nation, and I believe it.
Darien, the varsity team, is outscoring opponents in wins 94-30, and if you include their one loss, they're outscoring opponents 99-37.
That is awesome. Nice data to hear.
Meanwhile, New Canaan, the only close game they've played all year outside of the first Darien game, and this one obviously was Wilton. Wilton gave them a really good fight as well, 8-6. Great to see when the top-heavy teams in the FCAC go at it. Only 4 FCAC teams for girls lacrosse have ever won FCAC championships. New Canaan and Darien, well, really Darien with a lot of them, with 17 of them since the FCAC championship became a thing in the mid-1990s. So can't wait to see who wins it this year, but that's too far in the future for us. Let's talk about the present. We'll have Kaylee Harden and Ryan Hapgood here for this draw, and it will be a crucial one. Let's see how this one shakes up.
Two of the top scorers for each of their teams, not only in this game, but also in their respective seasons. You can feel the excitement in the air here.
Harden won the last one. Let's see what happens here.
Darien will have McGuckin and I think Niffen in the circle to help out. New Canaan has Russell, and I believe Patton is down there as well. Hapgood will pick it up.
That is a great draw control for Ryan Hapgood.
And here we go. Darien gets their first chance on offense.
They make some substitutions. They put in Dahlquist and they put in Quinn.
Two of their high-powered offensive players. And if you're Coach Lisa Lindley, this is the line you want to have out there. You got Quinn, Stein, Hapgood, Ramsey, McGuckin, Niffen.
And a turnover.
Just praising the Darien line, but an untimely turnover there.
Let's see their redefend now take place. Maggie Ramsey with the height. They will go all the way back to the following 30.
Ella Patterson trying to get it out of there. Whistle is blown. That one's going to go on number 10, Sadie Stafford.
So you want to slow down any fast break, and if that means fouling in the midfield, that's a foul. It's a minor foul. You get put behind. It's really no big deal.
Russell moves it up, and here's McKenna Harden at the 30. Inside now to the 25.
And having teams like New Canaan and Darien, there are so many weapons on the offensive side of the ball that it's so tough for each team defensively to pick one person to focus on, because you really can't focus on just one person because so many different players will hurt you.
I have to say that's never been more true than this year, especially for New Canaan. They've had some stars in the past, and they have a bunch of stars this year.
They had a couple of All-Americans last time we checked.
Yes, Sammy Stewart was one of them, I believe. She went off and played at West Point and was a captain there. I believe maybe possibly an All-American there as well.
Yeah, but this year just a super deep team for Coach Woods.
There's a flag. This could be big. Harden draws a foul. Darien faithful. Letting the referees hear it in a tight game such as this.
So she goes out to the 12. That's a bit different than being put on the 8-meter for a free position shot. That's really just stopping the play.
And on her last 2 free possessions, she has scored. But as you mentioned, being too far out there, she doesn't take a shot. Hollis Mulry.
Mulry just wide. It will stay New Canaan. A big pickup there.
My heart dropped on that. I'm not going to lie, guys.
She had a great opportunity.
Mulry almost got in there untouched. Picked up at maybe the last second.
Here's Lockhart. McKenna Harden.
Good defense there by the Wave.
It's a ball down.
Lockhart lost it, and then Kaylee Harden got bumped. And that could be a big-time foul on the Blue Wave.
That is tough in there to keep your composure. You have somebody in the last final seconds trying to get a goal in. You'd rather her shoot at the 8 than shoot at the 2, right?
Free possession for Kaylee Harden.
Harden, it's in! Harden wins the game for New Canaan.
And they are going to call a stick check.
Holy moly. Hold the celebration for 0.2 of a second. And now the game is over.
Now it's over. Kaylee Harden with her 3rd goal of the night wins it for the New Canaan Rams as they continue their undefeated season 7-0. Darien will fall to 6-2. But guys, what a game we saw here tonight.
When the lights shine brightest, and it's not a very bright day here from Stadium Field, but regardless, when it is a big-time game, the Harden sisters show up. McKenna was shut down for most of this game, but it was Kaylee who, a bit shaken up to end the first half, proved to be nothing minor for her. She is just a superstar of superstars as a junior. 3 goals for her today, including that one.
3 in the second half alone.
All of them in second half and our overtime. just a supreme talent, and when you give her too many free possessions, as we saw today, all 3 of her goals are off free possessions, and that's really what it's going to boil down to, is just those untimely foul calls. And Darien, Kate, I know it's a loss. I know Coach Lisa Lindley's not going to be happy, but regardless, I think she can take away more positives from this loss than from the previous one, where Darien really just looks flat on a lot of cylinders. And in this one, it just happened to be, it's an overtime game, and it's a really bad foul at a really bad time.
Yeah, absolutely. The offense, they will be working, I'm sure, on a lot of shooting in the upcoming weeks, really sharpening up on their plays. But defensively, both ends, these teams played very well. Tight defense, something to be proud of.
So New Canaan will sweep the regular season series, but I'm sure we'll see these teams face off in the FCX and the CX. So that'll do it for this production crew. I'm going to give one more final shout out to them. Adam Nelson on main camera, TJ Boucher on ISO, Connor Russo on graphics, Cam McGraw, Instant Replay, Brendan Schenk, our director, Ian Nicholas, my color commentator, along with Kate Rockler. Guys, thank you so much for coming out here today. It's been such a pleasure to call this game with you guys.
Of course, Ted. Hopefully, maybe we can do something with volleyball, but it's been an honor to call games with you the last 2 years, from the Turkey Bowl 2 years ago in Stamford, Turkey Bowl last time here 2 years ago. It's been great to work with DAF Media over the years, and great to meet you, Kate. New Canaan stays undefeated at 7-0 as they look to win their first FCAC title since 1993. And Darien is going to drop to 6-2 now with their second loss in the last 5 games. But as they showed today, they are still Darien, and they can still win any game that they play.
All right, take care, guys, and good luck. Study hard. Enjoy Syracuse.
Thank
nice
you.
meeting you both.
Nice to meet you.
This has been a DAF Media production. I'm Ted Brennan signing off.